Today we have an amazing alumni, Saul, one of our youngest alumni, who has been doing amazing work in New York City. If you have seen him at Twitter, he's a force to be reckoned with. So Saul, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us who you are, what you used to do before you got into politics.
My name is Saul. I use he, him pronouns. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm 14 years old. I kind of got involved in politics when I was pretty young. I guess my sort of call to action, or what made me really want to get involved, was I attended some Black Lives Matter protests and some Fight for 15 rallies back in like 2014, 2015, 2016. And then Bernie's campaign was sort of one of the things that really brought me into the electoral space. And since then, I've been, volunteering on campaigns, on progressive campaigns in New York. Yeah.
That's amazing. 14 years old and already has multiple cycles underneath his wings. So tell us a little bit about why you decided to come to the Arena Academy and some of the major takeaways that you took from it.
Yeah, sure. So I applied to Arena Academy because I kind of wanted to, further develop my campaign skills and learn some of the like tried and true strategies that campaign staffers use and have been using. So I went to the one of the first Arena Academy online trainings, and I took the finance director track. And then I took 2 Arena 201 trainings. I went to the Maximizing Political Partnerships one and the All Things Digital one in partnership with Acronym, which was super cool. My main takeaway from the finance director track training really centered around call time, because we had some really brilliant staffers with a lot of expertise guiding us through sort of what call time should look like. And then also I learned a lot from that sort of course about how to project like revenue throughout the cycle and when you can expect money to come in and sort of what tactics you can expect to use to raise that money. And then a lot of the takeaways were kind of from like moments where someone asked a question and it sparked a memory from one of the trainers, and we learned, I guess we learned sort of more insidery information or like tips that could only really come from cycles of experience.
Awesome. And so since the Academy, what have you been up to?
So I've been working with Sunrise NYC and Triage on political endorsements. And I've been working sort of mainly on Shahana Hanif's campaign for city council. Shahana is a 29-year-old Bangladeshi American Muslim woman and a community organizer. She's running on a campaign grounded in joy, justice, and care for one another. And her platform really speaks to, I guess, our collective desire to have a city where everybody can live their life with dignity. So that's sort of one of the underlying, I guess, values that our campaign is running on. She's released a ton of really great progressive platforms. You can read them at shahanafrombk.com/platforms. They're really great, really brilliant. And my role in the campaign is as a digital communications associate. So I've worked on building our email program, collaborated on creating and posting on our Facebook page, and drafting social media posts. And then I've also recently been working with other young people throughout District 39, some of whom have a lot of active experience in activism and electoral politics, and some of whom are very new to this space. And we've been working together to build a Youth for Shahana sort of arm of the campaign. And then I've also done some other like more random tasks on the campaign as they come up.
That's awesome. And how do you see your involvement in this campaign growing? Do you want to do something outside of communications and digital? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing right now on the campaign. And I think as the cycle continues and as we like move closer and closer to election day, I'll probably move into drafting more like social media posts for the candidate. And then also continue building Youth for Shahana. And then if we start doing in-person campaign events, or if it becomes safe to do canvassing, I'll definitely be participating in that, because I live in the district and I'm very close by. And I'm really excited about this campaign.
Super inspiring. It's really awesome what you've been doing, not only for Shahana, but for the Sunrise movement and just being an organizer in your community. Can you tell us a little bit about Triage, something you mentioned earlier, and their endorsement process? How did you get involved with that?
So I actually worked with Triage when I was part of Sunrise on a fundraiser that we did for Yuli New, State Assemblywoman Yuli New, who won her primary in June. and we raised a few $1,000s for her through our grassroots fundraiser that we put together, through, promoting it within our organizations and then also promoting it on social media. So that was sort of how I met like folks who were involved with Triage, and they asked me to come on board to help them launch their 2021 endorsements process for New York City. So I've been doing that. And if you want to learn more about the process or apply, triageteam.com, tree spelled like tree, age spelled like age, team.org/endorsements. And so we've been putting together our endorsement survey, putting together copy for our emails when we're doing outreach to candidates who are nominated by Triage members. And we're looking to, roll out our initial slate in late September or early October. So that's been really exciting.
That's great. That's great. What suggestions or advice would you give other Gen Zers who want to enter the electoral space?
Yeah, so I guess one piece of advice that I would have is make sure that you are on a team where you are being valued, especially since, when it's your first time in politics or first job in politics, you might not be getting paid. Make sure you're on a team where people are always supporting you, where you're always valued. I've been really lucky to be on Shahana's campaign and working alongside really brilliant people who are also just incredibly supportive and kind. So I just recommend that, make sure that you, know your worth and make sure that you are valued on that team. And then I guess another piece of advice that I would have, or more of a word of encouragement, is that you can learn as you go. Everybody starts off somewhere. And even if you don't know everything, there are plenty of tools like the Arena Toolbox, and there are plenty of trainings, through Arena as well, that can really help you get up to speed if you feel like you're behind on something. Everybody starts off at a different level of knowledge about the political space. But I guess as you continue working in it, you'll just learn more and more and be able to do more and more things.
Cool. And so where you see yourself going, you're still too young to vote. Do you see yourself running at some point, or do you want to stay as a staffer behind the scenes and, making sure the work gets done?
I enjoy being a staffer a lot, and being supportive of candidates who really have a lot of lived experience, as somebody who has, struggled, or as somebody who just has experiences that I may not have as, somebody who's grown up in a, more affluent family, and then also as a white man, I have a lot of privilege, and I would like to elevate the voices of people, sort of as Ayanna Pressley says, the people who are closest to the pain should be closest to the power. So I really want to just help elevate other people who are doing really brilliant work.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for everything that you're doing. I'm really excited to post this episode up because, everything you said, everything you're doing has to be seen, because that's the only way we're going to trigger more people to get involved from all ages. So thank you again for giving me 15 minutes of your time, and keep up the great work. You're truly inspiring. Everyone at the Arena office talks about you, loves to see you always growing, evolving, and that's why we exist, for people like you.
Thank you.